All right, welcome back, folks. Maincast Winter Brawl final series of the group stage, and Khan already causing a pretty big upset. OG seed, a lot of people would have expected these guys to cruise through this group stage, especially with a stand-in like No Tail, but they are already one game down, and the kryptonite to their Superman has already been picked up by Khan. Brian, they got their hands on the Tiny. And I just realized I was muted the whole time, so Brian couldn't hear me.
Hello?
Nice.
Yeah.
Hello, Brian. I was just saying, they got the hands on the Tiny. The kryptonite has been obtained. Is OG just going to die, or is this a Superman hero story?
Yes.
The above.
I don't know. That was the first time I've seen core Tiny in a while. In terms of competitive play, I've seen a lot of support Tinies pretty much exclusively for position. So that Tiny definitely owned. I thought Slark was going to be the X factor, but it ended up being this unkillable Tiny. They had to invest everything to either kill Tiny or Slark, and if they didn't kill Slark, the Slark would have killed all of them. So kind of just left Tiny to have free reign of the map. I will say, or free reign of the fights. I will say that Gyrocopter is already a decent way to respond to this if they choose to make it a core Tiny again. Last game, they pretty much had exclusively physical damage other than the Bloodseeker, which just wasn't enough in the mid to late game. And Gyrocopter is a nice set of mixed damage to go through the armor of the Tiny. But they might just make it a support now that they picked Gyro.
Yeah, they have flexibility. That's the beautiful thing about Tiny. Still pretty good as a 1, 2, or 4 at the moment. 1 or 2 CIS teams did like running it as a 5 for a while, but that should be Disruptor's role in this game. And most of the Buster picks have been removed, so no Doom, which, you know, when you get to that super late game scenario against the core Tiny is pretty effective, as you can build into the Ags. Same with something like the Viper with all this magic damage already being removed. Puck. Yeah, we're not going to get any cheese picks, per se. The Tiny is the closest to it, but that may have been in a vacuum scenario, right? Last game was not what I feel is a wide example of what Tiny games end up being like.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Tiny's kind of just at the perfect level of weakness where he's like the 7th best hero in Dota right now. So we kind of just see him in every game because he's not banned out. So kind of just interesting how that works out. You see more heroes that are like the 5th to 10th best hero in the game rather than the 1st to 4th because all those heroes are always banned. Doom, Puck, Viper, Tree. Very rarely actually see those heroes get through the first round. So if they do, they get picked up almost every time. But Doom especially, I think, is probably the most broken hero in Dota right now. So.
Yeah, and Tiny, I think Tiny's good as long as you don't pick the IO. It's like weird because the combo is good, but it feels like a bit of a debate at the moment because it's very easy to obtain counters like Venom Monster at the moment to that combo. Or Disruptor as well as another one.
10 seconds remaining.
But second phase, interesting enough, the Legion Commander being banned out by Khan.
Team ban.
Surprising that it gets a high priority. I guess it's not terrible against Tiny on the lane.
Yeah, kind of interesting that like you can't purge Glimpse, you can't purge Static Storm, can't purge Avalanche, can't purge Toss. Kind of weird that they banned out the Legion.
Concur and Fairness, a more logical ban. Just actually a good counter.
People are saying you can't hear me speak. Is that...
No, that was initially. You should be fine. Unless they're talking about in-game. Don't know if you're in-game. You're definitely heard in stream.
Yeah, I'm curious because if they can't hear me, you wouldn't be able to hear me.
It might be... Are you sitting further away from your mic than last game?
I mean, I'm sitting right next to my mic right now.
Okay.
So. Somebody also said I might have put my mic up my butt, so that could be...
You did turn into a toilet cast at the end of the last game.
Okay. I might have been leaning back towards the end of that last game.
Yeah, so. You were trying to be a cool cat. I get it.
Nah, I was just so excited. The game was just blowing me back in my seat further and further.
Oh, you would like... It was kind of like one of those P. Diddy videos where it's like you're trying to get close and there's a giant fan pushing you away. Like, oh. The power of Khan was overwhelming you.
Yeah, the power of Khan was just blowing me against my seat in a way that I couldn't stop it. I couldn't fight it.
Right, well, they should be able to hear you now. The slug has been banned on the second phase. We will not get to see it again. And they straight away go for the Phoenix. So,
What? Okay, that's random.
I mean, I guess it's good against the Tiny, right? If this is a core Tiny, then it's
They
unlikely he
better
goes
make it support
BKB.
tiny, right? They're just gonna react. You could also just pick like 4-position Lena if you want to. Uh, you could pick 4-position Marana. There's a lot of options you can go for here. Like obviously those heroes aren't
10
super
seconds
meta anymore,
remaining.
but they just picked Phoenix. So
5 seconds remaining.
Hmm. I mean, Tiny, there has been some builds with Mask of Mana, so he can actually counter the egg. He's not terrible for it.
I think Mask of Man is tiny still does not want to be hitting the egg. Like I don't think that's what you want to be doing. I would much rather them pick any hero with an innate steroid on their attack speed and just have them hit the egg. If it was in captain's mode, you could just pick Snapfire and Phoenix would just be out of the game. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I have. It's pretty effective at all kinds of things. Dewarding, sniping couriers, destroying the egg, destroying Tombstone.
Literally killing the egg in like half a second. Yeah.
Yep. Even better when you have a drown your team because you get that marksmanship bonus, so you just you Gatling gun, actually, at that point. Looking forward to seeing that hero eventually, again, competitive play. Well, I imagine you're probably not, unless you plan to pick it with whatever team you join every game. But what do they want now? I'm trying to think, like, Disruptor... If you see the Phoenix, he's going to dive in an egg, right? So it's not like you can actually just glimpse him out to save the day. As you said, you just need something that can actually close distance or maybe just stop Phoenix getting in. All right.
Whoa.
Fire on fire. I guess it's not bad against the Gyrocopter on lane, right?
Yeah, Gyrocopter's surprisingly decent just because he's really high move speed for a ranged hero. Somebody was mentioning in chat that Morphling could be really good for Khan. I think that that's true. I think it's really good against Phoenix because it does have low base attack time and it does get a lot of attack speed, and it's also very nice against the Gyro. So I think OG Seed has to be very aware of a potential 4th pick Morphling for Khan.
Does Morphling not feel a little bit slow to you? Or do you think you just get away with it because Gyrocopter isn't as good early on? And obviously, Morphling just nabs Gyrocopter and flat cannons everyone.
I think Morphling's not slow as long as he feels safe to farm aggressively. Like he doesn't necessarily participate in fights all that much, but if he's able to pressure and force people to deal with him, then he's effectively making it like 4v4 anyways. So they go for the Beastmaster. Lifestealer seems super good here, actually. Oddly enough. They don't really have any way of killing you, even if they roar you, as long as you get the rage off, and then you do attack very fast against the egg.
I guess you have the Batrider get you in as well. I'm just a little bit worried about if that goes too late, does Gyro just destroy you at that stage?
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I just really hope they pick some way to kill the egg. I don't care what it is, to be honest with you. I'm just throwing
Pick
different
Marana,
heroes
just
in different
screw
roles.
it. Marana's
Like,
the most
if you want to
unlikely.
make this tiny a 1 or a 2, you know, you can put Marana, you can put Lena. You know, you can have it be a support. It really doesn't matter. You just need some hero that reliably kills this egg. If you don't draft a hero that kills egg, you're just making your game way harder to play for really no reason, right? Like these heroes do fit decently in the draft. Like I think Lifestealer is actually really nice here. So
Yeah, they're running out of options because Beastmaster's definitely going to bully on the lane. At least Lifestealer can sustain early on. They go for the PL though.
I mean, I was like thinking PL's really good against all their other heroes, but it doesn't kill the egg. So yet they're still drafting something that they're just kind of ignoring the Phoenix pick, which, yeah, Phoenix isn't exactly meta, but by no means does that mean that you just ignore what it represents for the game. At least that's my opinion.
Also, they can death ball up against you, right? Like your whole clump delusions. Sure, you're going to be bullying away at their heroes, but they're going to be healing up off the sun ray, and you're going to be slowly being burnt down anyway. So even if you get super tanky as a PL, and the tiny will as well, you don't feel comfortable.
It's a really nice lane for PL against the Phoenix Beastmaster. It is a nice lane, so we should have a good start. They do have win conditions for fights, despite the fact that they don't really kill the egg that well. So by no means do I hate the picks, but it is surprising to me. A lot of times, when I watch tier one teams, the team picks Phoenix, and you just immediately pick something that's going to kill the egg, and they just don't. And that's just like an example, right? But when the opponent picks Bow Rider, you usually pick something that
30
saves.
seconds remaining.
So on the other hand, I'm kind of surprised OG Seed's offlaner didn't save against the Bow
5
Rider.
seconds remaining.
Surprised it's not like in a Baden or an Omni-Knight or something. But
Favorite team pick.
a little bit of back and forth on that. They're assuming it could be a gyro mid, and they're gonna potentially pick something that counters the Bat Rider in lane. I actually think Lifestealer is kind of nice for OG Seed now because we saw it earlier. It's really good against everything but the PL, which it's not terrible against because you have a lot of AoE on your other heroes, and it lanes really well against the Bat Rider. So
Yeah, it can
kind of just a
sustain.
fan of Lifestealer this game with the bans that are coming out, the Slarks, the Ursas. A lot of reasons why we don't see Lifestealer is because the heroes that he's bad against are pretty common in terms of getting picked. So
I do prefer to see some kind of double minus armor. So when you pick Lifesteal, you go Deso, and then someone else in your team, like Avenge or the SF, is giving you more.
yeah, the SF was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's why it works so well. But in this type of game, it's kind of, I don't know if you delete heroes quick enough. I feel like you'll sustain against a tiny in a fight as a Lifestealer, but then everyone around you might just die. Storm Spirit, though, they don't have much catch on OGC. The Primal Roar is more or less it. So
I'm down for like a DK or something here. DK
10
mid
seconds
gives you a stun, gives you the AoE against PL, gives you some early tower push that you like can pair with your Beastmaster.
or you could do
And
that.
they go for the meatbone. Okay.
All right, been a while since I've actually got to see some Meepo, finally some competitive Meepo, and well, it will definitely put Khan through the paces, and it feels like the type of hero that can exploit that slower timing of PL, right?
It can. I think PL, once he gets meta, is a very good core against
The Meepo, assuming he's not too far behind. So it comes down to before the Storm Spirit PL have these survivability items, they're very susceptible to this Meepo. So very specific time window for OGC to hit. And I think if they hit it, they should be fine. But last game, they were, 4,000 ahead, I think I said, around 20 minutes, and did not follow through that game. So they're going to have to prove to me that they can do that.
Yeah, the target prioritization cost them dearly, especially around that tiny in the mid game scenario. And this should be a bit more cut and dry. Like you can either snipe out the PL while you're still farming, or I'd say Storm Spirit should be your highest priority.
I think Storm is going to do okay against you in lane. I'm not 100% sure how that matchup goes.
You just keep sustaining because of the way the passive works now, right? So it's not as harsh for a Meepo to be against ranged heroes as it used to be. And then I guess around level 4, maybe you go for a point into the net and you might have kill potential, especially if a hero rotates. So we'll have to see. I think Storm's going to want it to be more of a cruise mode. I guess the biggest concern whenever you drop something like a Meepo is you have to think about if your other heroes want more of your jungle, want more of the map, right? Because it is a super greedy pick. And Gyrocopter is a hero that can go killing, but it's also a hero that prefers to have a bit of space to farm up an item or two.
That is true. Gyro's a bit different than in the past. He used to kind of just run around and kill people in the past, but now he does want to get like Ags +1 item.
The Beast at least gets aggressive. He should be shoving in lanes, and you can always stick the Phoenix, like kind of pseudo Wyvern in the dead lane where they can just actually, just sap XP, get a little bit of gold without much risk to them. We'll see what he wants to do with the build. Probably something like an early blink, just try and get active, make sure that the PL can't get his items. At the same time, you can easily snipe out a Storm Spirit if you're playing Meepo, as he doesn't tend to build into any sort of protection early on, and Yules feels pretty underwhelming if you have to rush it.
Yeah, I think Storm Spirit's more so just going to go like Kaya, Bloodstone, BKB, kind of something like that. I don't think you really want to go Yules. It's like nice, but doesn't really do enough. You kind of Yules yourself and just land in another net, I think. So
yeah. It's just a case of you have to be either dodging the team entirely or you have to be the one initiating to make sure that you don't have to worry about the nets.
For sure.
Especially, it should be important for Cheshire Cat to try and apply pressure early on, because Batrider, he's that type of hero that likes to split the map, right? Boots of Travel builds have been more and more popular these days. So he could try and shrink the area of influence that OG Seed has, and as a result, indirectly hurt their farm.
I think Batriders now are more so going for like they'll go the boots windlace, and then they'll get maybe a knoll or a bracer and a full wand and a bottle, and then they'll consider either a blink or boots of travel. I think you just have to kind of delay your boots of travel. I played a game of Batrider recently, and I think after they nerfed boots of travel onto the outposts and the importance of the outposts, it's more so important to just have those early landing stage items. Lich looking to snipe the courier.
Yoink.
He's gonna get it.
Good move by Notes out. No pressure really applied top, as Madara was able to actually hit the stun onto Yumish and move away before he could toss him deep. In the bot lane, this should be... I'd say, actually, this feels like a lane where OG can do a lot of good trading, right? Like, Phoenix will slow down your trades to Disruptor, and the boar can always be harassing Fishman back. I guess the worry is that you shouldn't really stop the PL from farming at all. Mid is actually looking really good for Arrow as well. 7-1 already.
That's what I kind of figured. I thought Storm Sphere were kind of just free farm. Maybe it changes when Meepo gets level 3 because he gets that second Meepo, but
yeah.
for the most part, when you're playing Storm against melee heroes, you pretty much just free farm. He is going on him with the 2 Meepos, but it's enough.
Good trade.
No, it does force out the Salve.
Yeah. And then I think, what, you probably go 1-1-1, 1 at 4, right? So you have the sustain from Ransack. Otherwise, trading gets harder and harder as he maxes out the Overload and the Static Remnant.
I'm not sure if you try to continue pressuring the Storm or you go back and just try to, clear the wave as much as possible and jungle.
Yeah, just come
Not
in,
sure what Meeple's
poof, and
approach
then
should be.
pull back immediately.
Exactly. One of them means that you're trying to slow down Storm's timings. The other one means you're trying to accelerate your own. And then every game you kind of have to decide whether or not which one of those is more important.
You could find value if you manage to just stick Phoenix in the mid lane, because Phoenix support, it is one of the more greedy supports on the XP front, at least. As you want to race towards your level 10 and your level 2 egg as quickly as possible. So far, Madara's not really been pressured that much. The problem is they're not stopping Cheshire Cat. Like, it's just... The reason he hasn't been pressured, it feels like he's hanging further and further back. Because he's worried about the gyro jump. The Batrider jump, rather. And also Yumish. And we see some pesky tinies today. It seems like him just being present without doing anything, it just keeps OG on the back foot because they're concerned about the potential kills that could occur. Where do you
I
think
like the way No Tail's playing. He's kind of like protecting his gyro and the way he's positioned in this lane. What were you gonna ask?
I was just gonna say, who do you think is actually meant to be making the plays from each side? Like, I think it's Yumish for Khan, but who's your playmaker for OG? It feels like they've got very static, slow lanes.
Yeah, they definitely need to hit this timing. They're gonna come online all kind of at once. You get the Beastmaster 6, you get the Meepo, like 1 or 2 items, whether or not it's just Treads, Triple Wraith Band, or maybe a Blink Dagger. But for the time being, they need to get there, and until that point, they are very passive. Gyro doesn't really look to rotate like he used to. He's more so just static laner, play efficiently, maybe make 1 rotation with your level 6. But honestly, Gyro doesn't really kill PL, doesn't really kill Storm, so I can't really imagine him rotating this game. At least like super early.
And that kind of plays into Khan's draft a little bit more, right? Is that they'll get to the easy 6s. Storm is usually the hero you try and punish before that point, and Sea Freak dies to creeps. Alright. Was he? I mean, I think he's trying to get Fishman, but it doesn't work out. However, first blood happens top as No Tail goes down. They did get the toss in they were looking for.
Yeah, they were trying to be aggressive on the Batrider, and then instead of tossing the Gyro in, he just tossed the Disruptor in, and the Disruptor got thrown to his death. So,
Chessie
good prioritization there.
Chessie might go down here. Arrow will move forward and kill him off. That was
That's a
Chessie's
disaster.
move. Yeah, he's the one who moved forward looking for the kill on the Storm, and all of a sudden Storm Spirit has 6, and Chessie's lane just got 10 times harder. This is...
In terms of momentum in the game, that's pretty drastic in terms of favoring the Storm. I think Storm in general has been weaker this, like, later on in the 7.23 patches because of the shrine changes. He used to benefit heavily from that 5-minute shrine and maybe even utilizing both in like the first minute. And now it just makes him more vulnerable to having a bad lane.
Top.
But I think the hero's still strong.
Madara's not looking strong. This gyrocopter's just been ran down on the tower. Yamiche will toss and run away, so he won't go. Oh, he does go down first. No tail. Make sure Tiny don't get the XP, but No Tail might die to Cheshire Cat as well if he's not careful. He's got the flame break.
He has the flame break, yep.
Yep, there it is.
And Cheshire Cat, he took
Ooh,
the
oh no.
he took the aggro from the tower, just amateur hour. No, I'm kidding. It is really close to barely being outside the 500 range for tower aggro, but he did walk inside of it and draw tower aggro. So.
Meanwhile, Z-Freak does die again. Jibe, he's getting okay farm, but as soon as you go down like this, the pressure just starts to come on, and he's having to ferry out a decent amount of regen.
Yeah, but PL's level 5, as I said, it's going to be a good lane for him. Just very naturally matches up well against the physical damage single target of Beastmaster, and he can just doppelganger off all of Z-Freak's spells on the Phoenix.
Oh,
So the fact that he's doing so well this early is no surprise. Chessie might be in some trouble here.
he's in a lot of trouble. Avalanche, and then Arrow's here as well. Toss him
Awesome.
up, bring him down. Just about enough damage to finish him off. Needs one more hit. Ice Shield will not be enough to protect him. No Tail needs to be careful as well. Yamiche was thinking about going for the toss, but still on cooldown for 6 seconds.
It's
And
a
that's what's
disaster
up.
so far for this Meepo pick. Chessie, clearly not a, what do you want to call it, like a master or a maestro of the Meepo?
Yeah, Maestro of the Meepo works at least. Maybe it's that, or Storm is a Superstorm. I don't know. What are we going? What's the S equivalent?
He's a stormtrooper, man.
Oh, that's true. Well, no, because that means he can't hit a thing. And so far, he's hit all his time. It's on the lane. He's found the
true.
kills.
That's funny.
Beast, in the meantime, gets destroyed in the bot lane. It's Tiny. It's 1-1-3. Yeah, we've had games where he's had better stats at the beginning, but it just feels like his presence around the map has caused... It's just caused so many issues for OG.
I think it's just more so Meepo feeding a solo kill to Storm. I've seen deaths like this just ruin the game. It might just be straight up game losing. If at this point, if Storm doesn't die, like if they manage to get a kill on Storm, they're back in it. But if Storm gets, to this Kaya plus Bloodstone timing without actually dying, that first death will have been incredibly costly to the overall momentum shift of the game.
Yeah, and he's going to get his level 2 bull lightning pretty quick at this rate, and that's when you see Storms get ultra aggressive because of the Kaya, they have level 2 bull lightning, they don't burn all their mana pool just to skip down the road 2 steps.
He does take the regen rune on the gyrocopter. Surprising he didn't spend his rocket barrage and stuff there, but like a bit of inefficiency utilizing that regen rune.
Oh,
Storm
Z-Freak.
Ball lightning onto Z-Freak, he's going to be in some trouble.
He felt confident, he did have the dive, didn't get a chance to use it at all, and so far No Tail hasn't been able to save anyone's lives with these frost shields.
This really boils down to the fact that Meepo's level 7 and Storm's level 9. It just allows the the Storm Spirit to just ignore the fact that Meepo's on the map in regards to his aggressive movements. You can just say, I just want to kill this guy, I'll go kill this guy.
Yeah, instead of expecting people to come and be active out on the map, he can just be the one enabling plays. And while that happens, there's a trade of supports in the bot lane. Jibe trying to go for Yamiche, but now he's in too deep. He's got the Primal Roar. He will throw it out into Irachio. He wants to stand and fight, and Tiny is not helping. He's just watching for the high ground. He's like, well, you can get yourself out of this jam, buddy. He says, I will. Won't find a salve, though, sadly. Yes, he does find the Keen Optic. Not bad item.
Not bad value.
Yeah, I think we know who won on the first item there. Feels like goody. Don't even have to be in the lane.
As long as there's no roar, which for now there obviously isn't, he doesn't mind being in lane.
That they might
But
just
once
try
the
and
roar
press
comes back
as
up,
well.
he will have to be careful.
PL definitely one of the better heroes dealing with the Beastmasters. We just saw he can just rush against the boars and clean them up quickly.
They're a lot of XP. They're not too much gold, but they're about 60 XP. So those things add up pretty quick if you kill them.
You already see XP disparate in this lane as well. Storm is on the way again. The man with the most XP wants to add some more kills to his belt. We'll jump straight in. Avalanche controlling the 2. Dragging around Madara will be dragged away. Now he's going to go for the cooldown play, but there he is. Ball lightning forward, getting him deeper. Arrow just juking him out a bit, but Yuish tanking way too much. The Rocket Rock. Actually, the toss in. He just killed Arrow as well. What the hell is going on, Khan? Fishman's going to die. Double kill for No Tail. Jirachi desperately trying to get summoned. Jibe has got the armor from the tower, though, so he's going to live longer.
What are they doing? They just spent 4 heroes at the bottom lane. They have Storm PL. Let's chill, guys. You're very farm-heavy cores, and you had a lead.
Well,
now you just fed 4 heroes. Chessie's level 10. They got the outpost bottom. Yeah, you have the Batrider free farming top, but it's kind of like when we saw them fight without the Brewmaster that one time. It's like Batrider is your most powerful mid-game core right now, and that's the one hero you don't have at the fight.
No Tail. He's waiting. Fishman's controlled up. The glimpse is one away, but he's taking a lot more damage here, even with the static storm down. Egg on the side, not being dealt with. The Primal Roar controlling the PL as well. Should be perfectly timed to stun him up. He's already dead. The last shot from Batrun is hopeless. As he tries to run away, the dive comes through. He might still tick out to the dots, and now Storm reinitiates in. Look at Ojibe. He hasn't killed him just yet, and the attack slow. He can't get the final hit out. He has got half a mana pool. Toss across. Jibe is still alive. Come on. Jump in. Sunray, not enough to heal him up. Arrow does finally get the kill, but once again, costly for Khan.
Yeah, I mean, Gyro in the meantime just took bottom lane or bottom tower for free.
That's the deceptive part. Like, they got more gold out of on the side of Khan. That Meepo kill is big, but as you said, Gyro gets the tower, and you brought your entire team on the side of Khan to that fight mid.
I don't understand Cheshire Cat. I've seen this guy play before this a long time ago, but there's like a lot of fights that I feel like he should be at as an offlaner, and he's just not there. So very peculiar decision making from him so far today. We've seen 2 separate series. He is putting a lot of stickies up on Chessie here. We have the PL running there. No, he's not.
This can backfire quickly though. Here it comes.
Yeah,
this was not the plan. Cheshire Cat, he's just gone.
What?
I mean, he heard you, coach.
He's making some, yeah, I'm like, he's making some weird choices, proceeds to die in a very stupid way. Very odd. Very odd.
He heard you say, make some plays. He's like, yes, sir. Just make something completely wrong hero.
I mean, maybe put like 4 more stickies on him and you can get away with that. PL does find a 4-man shield, so that's quite a nice jungle item for him as well.
Appropriate as well, as he's the poorest core in the game right now. Quite the backfiring after the start to his lane was so good. Lich does go down the top. Arrow used all of his mana though. Glimpse will get Madara away. However, Chessie's hunting, and a home missile sees the target. With Blink forward, they'll be able to find Fishman. Kill him off. Most importantly though, they did get Arrow out. He survives. On his way towards the Bloodstone next. He does now have that level 2 ball lightning, so you should see him get more active and get more pickoffs like he just got top. Well, the life of Beast is much simpler. Take towers. Starve out the map from Khan a little bit. I mean, you have got a Meepo. You need more map naturally, just to keep everyone content on net worth. Blink in. It was an ambitious effort by Chessie. Just a quick invasion. Cheshire Cat does have the lasso. Z-Freak does have the dive though, so he can make his escape. And there's the lasso, dragging him in. Not doing enough damage just yet. The Static Storm does go down. My oh my, Zac must feel flattered here. They commit 2 big ults just to get that pick off.
Yeah, it's one way to deal with the Phoenix Dig.
Not let him cast it.
Yeah, just blow 2 ults on him. That's fine. Good way to deal with it. Tiny does have Blink now, so that's kind of a big deal. 4 position Tiny, pretty early Blink. Batrider doesn't have one yet, but he's just going for the Force Staff, which I don't mind. Enables your other cores to not die so easily to the Meepo nets.
Yeah, because you use the Tiny to just jump the Phoenix, and then you kind of treat the lasso as a backup or kind of reverse, right? So if they go too deep, then you just lasso. They come to you instead, essentially.
Yep. And they do have the Arcane Rune on Storm, so maybe Khan will make to look to make something happen. I keep wanting to say make to look something happen. I did that earlier for whatever reason. Or for whatever reason, I'm really feeling like that order of wording is correct when it is obviously not.
Educations are expensive.
In the mid lane.
And
Yeah,
so's this death. Arrow is gone. Primal Roar ensures it. The stomp from the Centaur give a bonus kill on the Tiny, who did blink in. They can't even kill off Chessie in the midst of all this damage. Egg was committed pretty defensively, but it zoned everyone away. And now Khan in trouble. Jirachi is getting extremely low. The cooldown will slow him down enough that they should be able to dive and kill him off. Jibe, well, he did lose his core, but he doesn't care because they wiped the entirety of Khan. OG have had enough. Like game 1, tiny shenanigans were big. Game 2, tiny shenanigans stop right now.
Very peculiar Dota.
Are you learning anything from EU CIS Dota here today, BSV?
I just feel like Khan had like a free win, and then they just took 2 really stupid fights. Mainly the one bottom led to that one, but maybe they'll be able to catch some people on the way out here. They do have Storm, they do have Disruptor, they have a lot of chase. They're on the Shrine. Arcader on the Storm.
Storm's just dead. He just stands his ground. Meepop's doing what Cheshire Cat might die too. They did not respect the ransack, and they pay a price. PL had cancelled his TP, and yet they still commit.
Why did he cancel his TP?
They do not have faith in the plan.
Man. Tell me why.
You know, I'm not quite at the level of these players, but I'm pretty sure even I wouldn't accidentally press the S key on my keyboard. That's going to be my guess. Duraccio didn't see the farm there. You know how it is as a carry. You're like, well, what is the gold efficiency value here? I might die. I don't like that. I really just died. It's a bad idea. So he's doing it with no tail. He says, oh, well, I could keep chasing this, but I might die again. I'm just going to go back to farm. And Yamisha's definitely going to die. Hello. Goodbye. Uh-oh. Well, Duraccio might die. So he freaking just dive away. Surprised he's spending time to do this. The glimpse back, but there's the egg, and the Sisuke's coming out. The balance is favorable. Duraccio, he's in trouble. Can't escape. He's going to go down. Looks like he will die. Homer missile gets dodged out by Arrow, but now he's on full retreat. Cheshire Cat can get away as well, but this is crumbling for Khan. Z Freak burning up Fishman. Don't really have the damage to finish him off here, though. He will escape. But it's tier 2. I mean, it doesn't have movement speed. It doesn't really have a way of escaping. And they're coming for it. Good move by Cheshire Cat. Gets rid of the wave. However, OG are looking for more heroes right now.
Pupils gives quite the value item for a Meepo.
Oh. I didn't even see... Wow. I mean, any Agi core loves this, but Meepo especially due to the stats. I don't think there's a better item at that tier for Meepo at all, actually.
Yeah. Raw stats on Meepo are quite good.
So it kills. Goodbye, Fishman. He didn't even get the D ward. Yeah, alright, we'll just help you out with that one. We'll just T-ward you instead. Doesn't even have to deny the observer. Because they know they're willing to play this close to the base non-stop. And can't have no solution to this right now.
I'm ecstatic.
Where is your solution, Eddie? I don't know if your PO is going to get online in this game. He's going for the Manta. If he already had Manta and he was queuing up Diffusal, I think you maybe have an opportunity, but... Meepo strategy is working so far. Apparently, feeding the lane is part of the strat.
It's all about giving them the net worth and level advantage.
And
so
taking
that
it
when
back.
you kill them, you get more. Yep.
Exactly.
That's my strategy every game. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but...
It's smart as well.
my lane.
Because when they die, they have to wait longer to respawn. That's what I do every time I play Timber. I let them kill me 3 or 4 times. I know I'll get my vengeance at 6. So far, it's working remarkably well for OG Seed. And
Gyro's gonna have that BKB
Bat.
soon.
Okay. He's just faking him out. I was like, please, for the love of God, do not complete that TP. It's the reverse of what your PL done on the Shrine. They're running out of towers, though. It feels like Khan has to make a move soon. But there's not really a split. I mean, the only person shown elsewhere is Meepo, but that's temporarily. He'll just poof across the other side of the map and take Roche now. And that mango tree does belong to OG. No vision.
Did it?
Oh.
He just cut it down.
It was definitely OG's.
Okay.
He's like, you know what? This crap is dirty. I'm stopping it myself. We shouldn't be doing this.
I'm not gonna lie, in a recent pub of mine, I saw a mango tree, and we had a ward there too, so I thought it was an enemy mango tree, and I'm like,
Oh no.
and I chop it down, I'm like, was that ours? And somebody goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, you know, that's life.
My favorite one was when they first came out and people would complain at me for getting rid of it. The enemies. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just role-playing Timber, baby. Screw your trees. It is pretty ludicrous that you can actually no-clip it into the walls, though.
Yeah, they you know, Valve's just they're on the holidays with their family. Let them enjoy their time. They're gonna force people back on the side of OG Seed. They are smoked up actually, just behind their Meepo. I think that was even envisioned, but it just makes it really hard for Storm and Batrider to initiate on the back lines. Make it so they have to go on the Meepo and the Gyro. Meepo has Aegis, Gyro has BKB, Phoenix does Egg to counter initiate. They have the pipe on Beastmaster. Helm with the Dom plus the Wolf, the 50% bonus damage.
And Yamiche just pulls into the middle of it right now. Goes deep, and BKB comes out from Madara. They drag him to the tier 4s, trying to separate him and kill him off from his team. Buyback out from Tiny as he died pretty quick. And yes, it's a BKB charge, but now you've got a dieback risk. Madara's still alive. Glimpse back. Avalanche slow him down. Flame Break pushes him deeper as well. They throw down the egg pretty defensively to ensure they get the racks and can back away without losing anyone. This should be the moment, right? It feels like they need to smoke out, but you can already see it. OG are going to hold on the OG high ground.
Yeah, no Static Storm, no Lasso. So by no means does that mean, like, even though they have no egg, can they really capitalize on that?
That's a problem, because they'll come back to your base as soon as the BKB's off cooldown. Jibe. Scouting. They're moving out, looking to make some sort of play. At least get some pressure on the bot lane, get a little bit of extra farm, and be ready for OG when they come back to your base again. But OG only have to wait a minute before they have the egg again. Buy book status. Well, Cheshire Cat desperately needs to clear up this creep wave and get his. He's 100 gold off. But Tiny is now a liability. We saw how deep he went, and we saw the potential value. But if he does that and dies next time, there's a big possibility OG Seed never leave your base. And there's a big possibility you don't have much of a base at this rate. As Chessie is absolutely destroying.
Attack speed aura, 50% damage auras. Just a lot of free damage that they don't have. Like, that just goes along with these stat items that Meepo has in his inventory. Holding on to the Philosopher's Stone.
Ooh.
Disappointed.
You know how calls are. We've seen this all day. Toss. Looks good. They do catch out Madara here. They drag him out of the Static Storm, though, deeper. It looks like it might be enough, but BKB just in time. He doesn't have the health to sustain. Sunray might just be clutch enough. They protect him in the meantime. The Glimmer Cape and salve him up in the midst of it. Now they'll try and re-engage. Can they find a target? Jibe does get PL down to half HP. Cooldown. So in them away. Disruptor's already dead. It looks like the egg is perfectly placed as well. They're not dealing with it. They're ignoring it completely. They want to kill Madara, but Arrow, he needs to retreat. He gets stunned up the missed time as well. He's going to go down. The buyback came up from Disruptor, but Cheshire Cat, he's already dying. The GG comes out. Game 2 going to OG in a quick, dominant fashion. We're going to need a third one to decide this.
Yeah, a little bit of slip up in the laning stage from Chessie, but aside from that, Khan, you know, they were feeling giving in the holiday season, I believe. They felt like taking a 4-man fight bottom without their strongest core in the mid game and fed 4 heroes. I think that's kind of been the story of their loss. So the 2 losses they've had so far today for Khan, they just take really weird fights without their core team fighter. And moving forward as the day, and then going into their last game in this best of 3 end of the group stage, I'd like to see them try to weather this. I'd almost say fatigue it seems like they have after playing such a long day today. And maybe they can trim up their decision-making on team fights.
Yeah, they did request a small break when we were in lobby. They got that extra 5 minutes. But this is always the kind of argument. It's like, well, yeah, it's tough playing this long day. But you guys, you did go out early. This is your punishment, essentially. For sure. Some scenes, they do like to do the whole 1 game up advantage for whoever was further along or, you know, the waiting opponent. But this is the way we do things in Dota. This is the price of being a pro. Long, hard days. And OGC, they're looking to make this a quick day with a performance like that. Khan, they're going to have to get it together because this is more what you'd expect to see from the higher ranked team. Or the more expected team in this tournament is you make 1 mistake and they punish you and capitalize on it. And that's what happened here. Not once, but twice for Khan.
Absolutely.
So, short break, guys. Then we'll come back for the deciding game between Khan and OGC to see who will be the second team to make it out of Group B and who gets no chance at making some easy dollars here in Maincast's Winter Brawl.